Hi, this is Sal Tuzzolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus, the big top of sports talk radio. Did you hear this?
We used to play back east, and they'd say, "Where are you guys from?" And they say, "Where's Oakland?" So we'd have to tell them where Oakland was. Then they'd say, "Well, are you professionals?" And we'd have to say, "Well, we think so."
Right. Clown around with us and stream the show online at thesportcircus.com. Join me, the Human Cannonball, and Sideshow Bob, along with a special guest this Saturday morning at 6 on Fox Sports Radio 1340. Welcome back to the Sports Circus here at WCOBM. You can catch the Sports Circus tomorrow on Fox Sports Radio 1340, and you can stream the show live at thesportcircus.com. Now, I want to give a special shout to my friends over at The Franchise. The Franchise is AM 830, KLAA, ESPN Radio. You can catch me there as Sal the Bookmaker, which you probably see right here. You can catch me there as Sal the Bookmaker Monday through Friday, 10 p.m., KLAA Angels Radio, ESPN, and I wanted to give a big shout out to my friends John and Rich and Bob, Armando Diaz, and producer Dave, who his real name is Daniel. So, again, this segment is brought to you by the American Business Trust Company for all of your investment capital, sales, marketing, company growth needs. 657-600-1876. They've been doing it for 25 years. Give them a call. They're really good at it. They know how to bring companies from startup to acquisition. They've done it 4 times, basically in the last few years. Just 4 times, not just 4 times, but 4 times in the last 4 years. That is a lot of work. If you've ever done anything in the real business world, from a startup to working for a regular company, you know there's a lot of pieces that go into the puzzle. And I got to tell you, when you take a company from just one chip, this is your start, and then you finish at a stack of chips. That would be your acquisition. That's your big payoff. We'll get to these chips in a minute, but that's what they do. They're really good at it. So give them a call. 657-600-1876. Tell them Sal sent you from the Sports Circus. No discounts. Just tell them Sal sent you from the Sports Circus. So let's shift over to the NCAA and men's basketball. Again, there's been a lot of controversy in basketball, and I think a lot of it revolves around Duke right now because Coach K is recovering from back surgery. There's a little bit of mayhem right now going on in Durham. The natives are a little bit restless. The Duke faithful are saying, geez, we're 15-4. The world's coming apart. We were ranked number 1 at the beginning of the season. Now we're ranked 17th. The rankings don't mean crap. At the end of the season, who hoists that trophy? The NCAA champion. That's what matters. The rankings, they are what they are. But I will say that it is nice to see Gonzaga at 21-0, the only undefeated team in major Division I college basketball. They're ranked number 3. Frankly, they probably should be ranked number 1 ahead of the other teams that are there, which I believe are Villanova and Kentucky. Anyway, so Coach K fires off on his players. And he fires off on his players because basically they've been going to the locker room, wearing their jerseys, wearing their stuff, basically undisciplined right now because you have Capel being the assistant coach is now in charge, and he doesn't know how to keep the troops together, although he did it at a smaller college. This is Duke. It's the number 1 program in America, number 1 college basketball program in the world, and by the way, it's the number 3 university in this country. The top 3 universities from top to bottom. In case you're wondering, all you college recruits out there, it is Princeton, Yale, and Duke. That is across the board from law school to business school to medical school. But Duke does lead the world in medical school and medical research. It's Duke and Johns Hopkins. I'm a recruiter for Duke. I have been for the last 16 years. We could talk about that if you email me at info@thesportcircus.com if you want more information. Been an academic recruiter for a long time. Know the game, know the ins and outs, and it could benefit you if you're not really sure where you're going to go to college or where your kids are going to go to college. That's what I've been doing. I can help. No charge. So, back to the Duke saga. So the players are wearing the jerseys. They're creating mayhem. A lot of crap is going on right now that should not be going on. And so Coach K even had a meeting at his house saying, okay, here we go. Let's go, guys. You're in here. This is how you're going to act. You're going to represent this university, right? And he has had it up to here. Yes, that would be a light that I hit. He has had it up to here because enough is enough. When he comes back in a couple weeks, life is going to be very different. Watch and see. So even though they've lost 3 of their last 5 games, believe me, this team is not done. There's a lot of basketball to be played, and you've got March Madness coming up in about 5 weeks, and we know anything can happen there. But this is a team that shows up for March Madness. This is a team that knows how to win everything. I've been there. I've seen it. We've seen it. The media typically hates them. Why? Because they're good and they win. But more importantly, they don't cheat. They do the right thing. They recruit right. They don't coach their players through classes. They don't do any of that crap because they don't have to. And speaking of which, we're going to get into that for a second here. Because the University of Louisville, this is kind of fun. It's fun for me because it's a fellow ACC team, another conference team that's in Duke's division. So the University of Louisville, their coach, Rick Pitino, they've had a lot of controversy. And this goes back 2010 to 2014. What they were doing is bringing recruits into the school, which is what they do, trying to court them and say, this is how great our program is. You want to be a part of this university, good private school, da-da-da-da-da. Well, the problem is, this is good stuff. So the assistant coach was lining up hookers, pole dancers, all kinds of crazy mayhem, bringing ladies of the night into the dorm for the recruits. And the coach says, well, I didn't know anything about this. Are you kidding me? How do you not know? You know every second where your recruits are because those are your future. Don't tell me that you don't know that, oh, geez, I didn't know the assistant was lining this stuff up. Get out of here. Get out of here. Coach Pitino, I got to tell you, I believe you're lying. And the media knows they're lying. And here's where it gets crazier. The NCAA is bringing action against your program. Why? Because they have something to prove against you. And believe me, the NCAA doesn't bring anything unless they got something. You know it. They know it. Now, how are you going to mitigate it in the media? The University of Louisville is doing exactly, well, I wouldn't say this other school did this, but they're doing exactly what the NCAA doesn't want them to do, is to fight them. Now they're fighting them, hoping that the NCAA will tip their hand. That's not going to happen. No. Rick Pitino, you have a problem. University of Louisville, here comes the suspension. Here comes a potential death penalty. You may be kicked out of the tournament for many years. Who knows? But the problem is you got a Hall of Fame coach, and the Hall of Fame coach is going to get lambasted by the media because he knew everything, although he says he didn't know anything. But then again, I'm not him. I'm not in his head. But everything tells you that he knew. The NCAA knows the same thing. And, it's funny because they're going to make an example out of him, just like they did with the University of North Carolina. And this was kind of fun because, to me, University of North Carolina, it's the Chapel Hillbillies. It doesn't matter. They're 8 miles from Duke, and who cares about them? But anyway, the funny thing is, their football program, they were having their players go to phantom classes. Basically, they're going to classes. And the football coach said, well, that's none of your business. The athletic director said to the NCAA, mind you, it's none of your business. Really? Well, guess what? They said it's so much not our business that we're going to go take a really hard look at your basketball program. So now, it's bad enough already being, bitch slapped by the NCAA, but now that would be your football team. Now the basketball team had to go through the same thing. So because the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill fought the NCAA said, okay, great. I'm going to show up to the fire with a gallon of gas and a matchbook, and let's see how big we can make this. That's exactly what happened. And if Rick Pitino doesn't watch what he's doing, and the University of Louisville doesn't watch what they're doing, they're going to get the same exact treatment that happened to University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. I have to say Chapel Hill because there's a million of those. The point is, they're going to get smacked, they're going to get punched, and hopefully they'll get suspended for cheating, doing the wrong thing from a recruiting standpoint. Pitino's a great coach on the court, but let's face it, you're responsible as the manager, as the top dog for your company, everything down below as well. So if you're going to be a manager, manage. That's what he's not doing. And guess what's going to happen? Louisville's going to be in big trouble, and the ACC is going to benefit from it because now they're going to be ineligible. There'll be another slot open for the NCAA tournament, which if you look up and down from conference to conference to conference, the ACC is more than likely going to bring in 9 teams of the tournament. And we'll get into that in the next segment here on the Sports Circus, WCOBM. See you in just a minute.